Shortly after my era of rock music.
2025 as we get ready for 4th of July a few days from now. And here's somebody that's having a great week. Yes, he's the Candy Crush Saga mobile game winner. They had the 5-week tournament, and this someone from Portugal beat out more than 15 million global players and became the 2025 Candy Crush All-Stars.
See the new pan section.
And he took home a cool $500,000.
Start again for commercial fire alarm at 1280 South Main here at Fairgrounds. I'm down here, the fire alarm started going off. I take a cool one in.
The battery box. It's pretty close to this, which could be part of the issue too, with those cracks I showed earlier from it touches. So that touches a little bit. Nothing you ever hear going down the road or anything. Redid some of these hard lines out to the wheel, flex lines. Yeah. Just dust from the drive over. Nice and solid. New spindles. Now I will disclose these aren't the right flex lines. I kept ordering parts for a 68 before I dawned on me that this wasn't a 68, so my flex lines were too short, and it worked out to where the 2 times I ordered different flex lines and they were too short, I was able to basically screw these 2 flex lines together and make it so there's no issue on drivability or anything, but if somebody wanted it perfect, you'd probably need to order like 64 bug flex lines, and then they would lock into this plate right here. But when you're waiting on the mailman for a week at a time, damn near, we don't have any local bug supply shops around here, you kind of get a little frustrated, so we just did that for now. Looks like somebody's reinforced this tie rod end with welded in some angle, which I've seen a lot on Bajas. It's still, I can't remember if this one's still adjustable, but we have full steer left to right. The steering box is a little moist. If you can see in here where I'm pointing, in my previous video I mentioned how this body line doesn't line up right here perfect. Well, you see the fiberglass on the actual body that the nose goes around was too long, and they didn't trim it. If they would have just trimmed a little bit off right here, they would have been able to get the nose to sit back further. So that's what a guy would have to do to remedy that if you were going for perfect. But I left it alone because that would have been a lot of work. Still some of the white fiberglass. They had a dimmer switch here, and we took that out because with the 68 column, the high and lows are on the column on the turn signal. You pull it towards you, get your high and low. Nose is in good shape, other than it just has some scratches. Other than that, nice and solid. Old vintage organ plates too. I forget when they'd stop doing the orange plates, in the 80s?
80s.
Yeah, somewhere in the 80s they switched over to the silly tree and got rid of these, so it's kind of cool. It hasn't been plated in a long time, or replated. Let's see. They kind of have a piggyback ground system on this, being that the body's fiberglass, so they've kind of got a ground daisy chained. I didn't mess with it because it's working, so only thing I had to do on this one was take the headlight out and re-clean it where the ground went. Got all that working. New spindles, link pins, king pins, all brand new. Brakes are adjusted perfect. This thing stops perfectly straight and really good pedal. Wheels been painted back and front. That bump stop has a little bit of wear right here, and I believe that one has a little bit of wear. It's starting to split. Looks like just a little bit of ugly glass work from when it was molded, but all this is nice and solid. No cracks. Little chip in the paint from the rocks. Haven't messed with the rear torsion. It seemed to be set just right, nice and level. Wheels aren't cambered or anything. Wheels are dirty now from driving down the road. We'll wash it back up again. But as you can see, the engine's nice and dry. Nice and dry. And then we looked at the numbers on the block, and it's 66, 67 block. I want to say it's an H, it starts off with an HO. And then I can't read this fine print on here, but it's got this something 1500 super, it says on the oil pump cover. So I don't know if that's a high flow pump. Yeah, transaxle's not leaking. It's a little dirty. This is the first time I've had it on a lift, so we had limitations on how well we could clean it. But it's not too bad, which better than most in my opinion. Horns are good. Their pan's in really good shape, really, compared to, or just, you know, I've had to do the typical battery tray replacement area. E-brake works good. You got your Fox shocks. Those are rebuildable. There is a little bit of moisture on this one, but they're fully rebuildable. Actually rides really nice with those shocks. And then we put just some no-name, I forget what they are, Showa or something, front shocks on it. They're actually off of a snowmobile, but they work really good. I wanted to put coilovers on the front too, because I had some, but there's no clearance in your torsion arms to put a coil in there. So that's what they got. They used to have a coil on them. You can see from the little bit of rust, surface rust on the shock body. We took the coil off. But other than that, that's the underside. Still got a lot of the old undercoating on it. We just scraped off whatever was kind of loose and then just shot it with some fresh undercoating. I can't think of much more to show you under here. This side of the tunnel, or the front bulkhead, and the little reservoir for the brakes. Tank's in really good shape. Inside of the tank's in good shape. That's about it. new brake light switch, and new Varga master cylinder. Missing a bolt on this cover that lets you access shift rod, and I think mainly shift rod's all you would access this cover for if you were for some reason to take the shift rod out, put new bushings in or whatever. But that's about it.